All right, Basil. So could you tell us what's going on in Europe, Middle East, and Africa?
Sure, Uday. So in the EMEA region today, we had one assist event and 24 other developments. In the Middle East, in Lebanon, at least one person was killed and seven others were injured in an explosion inside a city in southern Lebanon yesterday. So the explosion was at a scout center near the office of a Shiite movement, which is called the Amal movement. These explosions come amid the parliamentary elections that are scheduled on May 15. Uh, According to some security sources, the cause of the explosion was unknown. And actually, in this part of Lebanon, especially in southern Lebanon, these things get covered up so fast, especially if it's in the premises or the area controlled of the Shiite movements, especially the Amal movement and the Hezbollah. So businesses should be aware about the evolving security situation in the region, as more explosions might occur as a result of the upcoming elections that will renew the parliamentarians in the country. Over to you, Sitati, to cover on Africa.
Thank you, Bassel. In Africa today, we covered 8 developments. And in Mali, the European Union has ended its training missions for the Malian security forces. And this has been linked to the increased engagements between the military of the Malian country and the Russian Wagner Group. And this particular development has to be considered in the wider context of the withdrawal of the French troops from Mali, which started last year, and it is still ongoing. And so businesses operating in Mali need to watch out for possible protests held in major cities, especially in Bamako. These protests could be pro-Russian, or could also have the protesters chanting slogans against Western companies or even Western states. And second to that, businesses also need to watch out for a possible increase in attacks by armed groups due to the poor nature of the Malian security forces, that is as far as their training and equipping is concerned. And so that's what we all have from Africa today. Back to you, Bassel, to cover Europe for today. Thank you.
Sure, Sitati. So in Europe today, we had around 10 developments. The prominent development was in the UK. So the protests at oil terminals by the climate activist groups continue, but now with a larger disruption. So there were large disruptions of fuel supplies in southern England. Around 1,200 fuel stations were forced to close due to the ongoing protest by the climate activist groups, especially in Hertfordshire, in Essex, and in Warwickshire. These groups have been staging a protest against at oil terminals against the government's continued usage of fossil fuels. So businesses should keep an eye on the evolving situation and the protests by these groups and ensure adequate fuel supplies, as the protest may result in continued supply shortages. So this is it from EMEA today.
Thanks a lot, Basil and Sitati. So that's a wrap for us for Europe, Middle East, and Africa. We'll see you all in a couple of days. Feel free to contact us if you have any queries or anything. Thanks.